The Ride Home Rants podcast is brought to you by former guest of the show and Matt Landowski and Sweet Hand Sports. Our mission at Sweet Hand Sports is to gear you up for greatness. With our top tier gloves, you are set to grip, win, and dominate. Grip your victory and leave your mark on the game. Sweet Hand Sports brings you batting gloves and now golf gloves that are designed to be durable and breathable. Go to sweethandsports.com, use the promo code BONO10 and save yourself 10%. Grip your victory at Sweet Hand Sports. Once again, sweethandsports.com, promo code BONO10 to save yourself 10%. The Ride Home Rants podcast is also brought to you by Buddy's Beard Care. Buddy's Beard Care provides premium men's grooming product at an affordable price. Products are made in Ohio, and Buddy's Beard Care supports local. The majority of their suppliers are from other Ohio-based companies. You can find them on social media at Buddy's Beard Care or online at buddysbeardcare.com. He has sent me a complimentary bottle of their beard balm. My beard has never felt softer. It has never been more tamed and has never grown faster or looked healthier. I've been using these products for a little while now, and I love every minute of it. Once again, buddysbeardcare.com. Use the promo code Mike Bono and save yourself 15%. Next, we are brought to you by Tactical Brotherhood. The Tactical Brotherhood is a movement to support America. We believe that there is a gap in focus when it comes to companies that support America. We want to be the front lines of supporting Americans and are determined to find something worth being proud of in every aspect of our military, starting with the men and women who serve and protect us. Our mission is simple: to unite like-minded individuals by celebrating what makes each one of us unique Americans. You don't have to be a veteran to join us. You just have to love America. Go to tacticalbrotherhood.com, use the promo code Mike Bono, and save yourself 10%. Once again, the tacticalbrotherhood.com, promo code Mike Bono, save yourself 10%. Next, we are brought to you by Deemed Fit, a clothing company brought to you by first responders for first responders. They are a clothing apparel company that helps those who have worked through the COVID-19 pandemic and also for all the first responders with their mental and physical health. Deemed Fit donates 100% of their net profits from the Never Forget collection sales to the Tunnel of Towers Foundation to support those from 9/11. Once again, go to deemedfit.com. Check out all of their great products. All of them have great messages. They fit and look great. Use the promo code Mike Bono and save yourself 10%. By supporting Deemed Fit through your own purchase, gifts bought for your friends, family, and colleagues, or by becoming one of our brand ambassadors, you become part of the Deemed Fit family. Don't miss out on this great way to help and support everyone who has helped and supported our country. Deemedfit.co, promo code Mike Bono, and save yourself 10%. Next, we have Shankit Golf. Shankit Golf is golf apparel made for the everyday golfer. We're not going to go out and shoot a 6 under par. We're probably going to shoot a 6 over par, but we are going to give you the gear to help you rock it on and off of the course. Our goal here at Shankit Golf is for everyone to have a great time on and off of the course, and we're going to help you look great while doing it. Go to shankitgolf.com, use the promo code Mike Bono, and save yourself 10%. Once again, shankitgolf.com, promo code Mike Bono, and save yourself 10%. Lastly, the Ride Home Rants podcast is brought to you by Web Western. Web Western is for those who roll up their sleeves and do what it takes to get the job done. The arrow serves as a constant reminder to be a straight shooter, no excuses, no bullshit, just honest hard work. It's a brand that reflects the passion within us to lend a hand when it is needed, fight to protect our God-given rights, and live life like there is no tomorrow. Be a straight shooter. Now, let's start the show. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Ride Home Rants podcast. This is, as always, your host, Mike Bono. I got a great guest for us today. He is coming to us from Baldwin Wallace University up in Cleveland, Ohio. He is the admissions counselor out there, and that is Dom Baglier joins the show. Dom, thank you for joining.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Pumped to be here. I know we've had some of my colleagues, but I'm excited.
Yeah, excited to have you on. Excited to get to talk to you here a little bit. But there's a little rumor going out that you've been voted best musician in Cleveland 6 years in a row now. we're going to talk about that for sure. Like, how did you achieve such an honor for your mustache out there? FYI, this is a running joke between Dom and I with Fitty, so that he had to have this when we were coming up with the outline. How what? I need a story with the stash, man.
I think that there are just kind of some genetic factors that play into the whole facial hair structure, right?
Yeah.
And I can't grow a beard, so it's kind of all I'm working with here. And I think I started. Been with my girlfriend like 4.5 years, and when I started seeing her, I had a mustache, and it just kind of stuck. She told me one time that she had a nightmare that I like lost it, or it like fell off. So I don't think I can really let it go. I think it would be a problem with the lady. But I've definitely had a lot of people say a lot of the time it's people with a pretty bad mustache are like, dude, that is a rocking mustache.
That dude,
All
I'm
right,
not
hey,
gonna
you know
lie.
what?
As someone who can grow facial hair without even thinking about it, that's a great stash. That
Well,
is.
thank you. I'm looking
For
to
the
improve it in the future.
I mean,
Looking for
6 years running, best mustache in Cleveland. I mean, that's yeah. I think you got approved, man.
honor.
I mean, for the beard, I mean, you got to check out Buddy's Beard Care, one of my great sponsors of the show, man. Like, they'll get that thing coming in nice. I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah.
letting you know. Give him a shameless plug at the beginning of the show. I got to. What
No,
a
I like it. It's
com-
topical.
comic buddy of mine, Buddy Holly, out of Newark, Ohio, started his beard care company. Been helping him get the name out there, and I mean, it's the stuff's phenomenal. My wife, but I get it with the facial hair and the significant other. My wife said a quick way to divorce is for me to shave this beard. So
Yeah,
I get it. Like that. That's a serious thing with the ladies for sure. Like,
yeah. It's jarring for everybody. I remember one New Year's Eve, my dad came downstairs. I was probably 9 years old. My dad came downstairs, no facial hair. I almost started crying. It was a very jarring experience. Strange man in my kitchen. It was
see, see, my dad has always had the handlebar mustache, the Fu Man.
nice.
Like, as I mean, I'm 37 and I can't remember him without it. There was one time that he was supposed to shave it. He's worked in the steel mills his entire life, so but like, and they had to refit him for like respirators and that, and they were
Mhm.
like, "No, you got to shave that off." He was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." He just like trimmed it down real fine, and like to the point where it's like it was just stubble, but it was still like, "Oh, don't do that. Don't ever, don't,
Yeah,
don't take that mustache off your face, man."
it's jarring.
Like, it's people see old pictures of me when I was swimming in college and hairless, and they're like, "Who is that?" I'm like,
Mm.
"That's me." Believe it or not, like it takes like 10 years off of my age, like instantly, if I were to shave the beard. But yeah, my wife, I keep telling her in November, I'm not going to do no shave November. I'm going to do Movember, and I'm just going to rock the stash
Mm.
for men's health awareness and prostate cancer for November, and she's like, "Yeah, you'll look so weird. Please don't do that." Like, so, not everybody can rock the stash, and you pull it off
Yeah.
phenomenally.
Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. It is partially out of necessity, and I think I'm kind of stuck with it at this point. But I'm happy. I'm happy about it. So
That's all that matters, brother. That's all that
yeah.
matters. Also heard another rumor that your dad may be the world's most interesting man. What is that like? Having your dad be the world's most interesting man?
It's kind of it's interesting. He's an interesting guy, I'll say. Growing up, I think he's a chef, right? So he's had a lot of jobs that kind of made his outside of work life a little bit of a mess. And so I didn't get to see so much of the interesting side of him for a while because he was always at work. He worked some strange hours and things. But as he got older and he kind of like leveled off a little bit, my mom says she thinks his testosterone dropped and he got a little more mellow. But he's picked up a lot of hobbies. He does a lot of like I came home when I was in college. I came home one weekend and I was in the garage and I was like, what are you doing? And he was throwing knives. Just it was like the weekend he decided to build a knife throwing rig, and I was like, it's cool. It's something to do, but he can't hit anything if it's not like exactly 10 feet away. So it's more of a hobby than like a practical skill. But he's a guy that does a lot of things like that. He's definitely he's a real specific dude. You know, he I don't know. Most interesting man is a pretty serious title, but he has some interesting habits and some interesting sort of he's pretty stuck in his ways with a lot of
Oh,
things.
absolutely.
Like
You're Italian, right? Like, so
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
My dad's Sicilian, my mom's Italian, so
yeah.
they're they do a lot of shouting. It's a good time though. It's really fun to be around my family. I
My-
feel really lucky to to have the family that I do because sometimes I hear people talk about going home and it sounds like kind of a headache, but I stop home all the time. I go hang out on the patio with them and we have a good time.
I get it. My dad's side of the family Sicilian as well. Mom's half Slovak, half Italian. So
Mm.
like, I get the dynamic. Like that's 100%. My dad, retired year ago now from the steel mills, and I've seen the testosterone lower since he's been out of work. I see him with my nieces and my nephews and all that. I'm just like, who's this guy? Like,
Yeah.
who's this softy that's being good with the grandkids? Where's the hard ass that I grew up with? Where's he at? Like, where'd he go? But yeah, he's always fussing with his pool, always
Mm.
cutting his grass. Like, that's just, I feel like it's a very Italian thing to do. I grew up in a little town in West Virginia, nothing but Italians. Everybody was cutting their grass like every other day. It's like it doesn't need cut, y'all. Like take a day off. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's just a very specific thing that you see them do all the time. Like he calls me all the time. Get that grass cut at your house. That it's been 100 degrees and no rain. It's brown and dead. I'm not cutting it. It's not. It doesn't need cut.
Yeah. Yeah. No, my dad spends a lot of time in his garden. I think that's his biggest current hobby. It's kind of become his big thing, but he's very specific about the seeds and this and that. I had to watch their house. They went and moved my sister. My sister, she has an internship in Boston for the summer, so they took her down there, and I watched the house the other weekend, and the instructions for watering were
Mm,
really very very particular. And I was like, you're not gonna know, if I follow these instructions. I mean, I get it, but 2 days it'll be okay. I'm gonna water the plants. Yeah, he's still working, so you still get a little bit of like he'll come home and he works in like an office full of women, and
yeah.
he's the chef, and it's like all women, and like they seem to be very nice, but he still wants to be like crazy kitchen kind of environment, so he gets really worked up, and he comes home and he's like, well, Janet was, and then she just looked at me, and I always know that he's probably exaggerating when he says and she just looked at me. Anytime he ends a statement with that, I'm like, I don't know if it was that intense, but
Yeah. We're
you know,
embellishing a little bit of
a
of
little
the
bit.
story, just a smidge, a
We're
little bit.
dramatic people. We're
I,
dramatic people.
I get it. I get it. Chefs are. I've known some people that were chefs. They always have that kind of like if nobody's yelling, like something's going wrong.
Yeah.
Kind of. So I get that. And then you sprinkle in the Italian in there, and that just amps the volume up
Mm.
even more. So yeah, I definitely get it. That's just that's hysterical to me. That that's we're like it's just similar, but like a little bit opposite. Because my dad now, from working in the steel mill since he was 18 till now, I mean he's in his 60s now. Like around all that heavy equipment and all this other stuff, like I could be sitting right next to him. You would think he's talking to somebody across the room. Just the volume. It's because he just can't hear now. Like because he's
Sure.
around all that heavy equipment, and if he's not yelling, like we're like, okay, something's wrong with Pops because like the volume's come down a little bit. Like why
Mm.
is the volume down? Like that's scary when his voice drops and then it doesn't go up. It's like no, what happened? Something
Yeah.
happened because he's normally got a lot. Like my wife when we first met, she was just like, do you have to like yell all the time? I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like you you're yelling. I was like, oh no, 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 no. This is not me yelling. Like I got another couple octaves. Like I could get up
Yeah.
there. I just come from a very loud Italian family. Like this is the only tone. And I was like, nobody's ever said like, huh? What you say, Bono? I didn't hear you. Because there's no way they didn't hear me because of the volume. They just weren't listening. That's the only way they didn't hear me or anybody in my family. So I
Yeah.
definitely get that with the volume and everything like that for sure.
Yeah, my girlfriend often she just puts her arm on me on puts her hand on my arm, and I know that I'm being really loud,
Yeah.
or she's like, you're yelling in my ear, and she just doesn't even bother to say it because she'd be saying it all the time. So she just there's a physical kind of behind the scenes check so that I can check it. But yeah, I mean, my mom's one of eight, so growing up, and my dad's from Youngstown, but my
Okay.
mom lives in the house that she grew up in. So it's been a couple generations in the family here, and the her sisters and her brothers were always over growing up, and those are really loud people. Seven really loud people in there, mostly loud significant others. So Christmases, the holidays, really crazy times. But
Always,
um,
always.
you
I,
know,
I had to warn my wife the first holiday she was coming over to my family's for I think it was Thanksgiving, and I was like, all right, you haven't met everybody. You've met mom and dad. You have not met. There's 16 of us in the immediate family that's going to be here. Everybody's going to be talking. They're all going to be having different conversations. It's going to be loud. Nobody's upset. Nobody's arguing. This is just the tone of voice we have. By the way, everybody is going to hug and kiss you like they've known you your entire life. Like that's like she was like, and my wife like not a real big huggy kissy kind of. She didn't grow up in that kind of family. Full Irish too as well. So you
mm.
mix these two together here with us. Yeah, she was just like, "What do you mean?" I was like, I should have warned you before we parked in front of the house, but we're here now. So this is the room we're in. We're gonna do this together." But
Yeah.
yeah, everybody's gonna hug and kiss you like they've known you
Mhm.
your entire life. Just go with the flow. When it gets quiet, that means we're eating because but my dad makes a joke every holiday. It's always loud. You can't hear anything. I'm sure surprised the neighbors haven't called the authorities thinking somebody's, that like something's wrong because there's that much
Mhm.
volume. And then it just goes dead silent. And my dad just looks up and he's like, "We're eating. We'll talk later." And then just goes back to eating. Like that's that's the running joke in my family that when it gets quiet, it's like, the Bonos are eating. Okay, got it.
Yeah. No, I did it all in one. I had her come to a family reunion, and I was like, look,
Oh,
we'll be moving around a lot. We don't have to stick around too long, but you'll be able to kind of break the ice, meet all the aunts and uncles. And there are a couple that I really had to warn her about. My Uncle Joe's a really interesting dude. And I was like, look, man, he might stare through you. He might be spitting hot dogs on you while he's eating, but he's a good guy. It's just the way he is. And I guess his buddy, it was funny. She met everybody. It went pretty well. It was all
okay.
right. And I was saving Uncle Joe for last, and he was heading out. And I was like, "Oh, hey, Uncle Joe, are you leaving?" And he was like, "Yes." And I was like, "Awesome. This is my girlfriend. We've been together for a year, yada yada." And he goes, "Hi, Google," and he starts pointing at the phone, and he's like, "Google, Bob Salem news." And I was like, "Don't Google that." Like I was like,
No,
"Don't pick up the
we're
phone.
not
I'll,
gonna do
I'll do it.
that.
I'll do it." And nothing came up. And then he was like, "Google Bob Salem news peanut." I guess he was. So I pull up the article. Right, there's an article that he's clearly going for. He was like, his buddy Bob Salem pushed a peanut up Pikes Peak faster than anybody had to that point, which is like a mountain in Colorado. And I was like, that's great, Uncle Joe. That's awesome. It was really cool because he said faster than anybody before, which tells me this guy wasn't the first guy to do
That's
it.
not the first attempt. Like,
Yeah, he's like the third guy to do it. He said, and he's gonna do it again next year, and Planters is gonna sponsor him, and he makes good money too. And he just left. He didn't say anything to my girlfriend other than, I Google this. And I was like, dude, that is the Uncle Joe experience. That was perfect. But
That's phenomenal.
he's the man. It is, she's been baptized into the family. So
Yeah.
she's got a good track of what's going on now. She knows everybody's
Yeah.
quirks and things, what to
Yeah.
expect.
My wife's the same way. She looks forward to certain aunts and uncles that are going to be at the functions now, and it's always the out of pocket ones that she's like,
Mhm.
"Oh, is Uncle Joel going to be here?" Yeah, yes, he's my favorite. Like she can't wait for him to show up, and it's just like, all right. So I know where you're going to be. You're going to be permanently attached to him, and
Uh-huh.
whatever. Keep her company, Unc. Just do you. She loves you. Just have fun. The crazier you are, the more she's gonna hang around you. Just so you know, like that's how it's gonna be. I can sit here and talk family all day, but I do want to talk a little bit about what you do here, Dom. You're an admissions counselor at Baldwin Wallace University. How long have you been at BW? And tell us a little bit more about that and what you do.
Yeah, so I started, it was December of 2024. I actually remember it was December 9th because that was exactly 2 weeks before the winter break starts at BW. So perfect time to start. Got a couple weeks in and got a couple weeks off and then came back in. But so it's been about a year and a half here, actually a year and a half to the day. But as an admission counselor, my territory is really like I cover Cincinnati, a lot of the kind of West Virginia bordering, your
Okay.
Steubenville area, kind of side of Ohio, as well as the Parma schools. And I graduated from Berea Mid Park High School, so it's about a 10-second walk from our campus, and that is a part of my territory as well. So I just, I cover everything. It's easier to say what we don't do, really. Cover applications as they come in. Do a lot of reading applications in the fall, and then as you get into the winter, financial aid starts to pick up. So we have those conversations with family, always just kind of being a face, for BW, and kind of being the first point of contact for students and families. Because we get kids as young as sophomores in high school that are emailing us, asking us about college. So it's really a kind of a full hand-holding process into the college church for a lot of families and students.
Absolutely. I gotta say, going all the way out to Steubenville, that's my old neck of the woods back in West Virginia. I'm right across the river in Fallsview, West Virginia. So yeah, that's a big territory from Cleveland though, going all the way to Steubenville and in that area too as well. But good for you. I mean, what made you want to go to BW? What was the allure to
Yeah,
go work for BW?
yeah. So I grew up in the Berea area. So I'm from Brook Park, where the new Browns Stadium is going to be located. I
Okay.
think I'm one of like 5 people in the world that's excited for it. I'll miss it on the lake, but my parents live pretty close, so it'll be a good place to park a car and go to a game.
Yeah.
But I grew up in the area. I actually went to Bremen Park, like I said. And then when it came time to think about college, I was like, I have to go a little bit further than 10 seconds across the road. So for my undergrad, I went to Kent State, which is a
Okay.
very, very different school. And it was a great school. It was a good time. But I've definitely seen, I guess, the big school and the small school environment and kind of those differences you have there. But when I graduated, I worked with somebody who ended up being a pretty good friend of mine, Kennedy. She was we were recruiters together. We worked just at like a staffing agency, doing a lot of kind of temp work stuff in the finance world. So it really wasn't necessarily for me. It just wasn't very fulfilling. It was a lot of calling people who had jobs and asking them to take a job that just objectively wasn't a great job.
I
Seeing if they
got
were
you.
interested, kicking the tires on stuff like that. And there are people that love that kind of work, but it
Uh,
lacked, I think, purpose for me. So
yeah.
I actually left there. And then Kennedy she left as well. She was working at BW and she was a admission counselor. She was like, hey, we've got an opening. So I ended up following her to BW and found a lot more, I guess, purpose in the work. Like I go to work and I'm excited because I know that what I'm going to do is going to help somebody, which is kind of why I got into recruiting in the first place. And then I realized it wasn't so cut and dry as I thought when I was, 21. But it feels really good to, I guess, go in every day and know that you're able to help people. I was a first generation student, so my parents were pretty lost when it came time for the college search and things. So I've been in that boat, and it's really cool to work in kind of the community I grew up in too.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you like what you do, you're not working. You'll
Mm-hmm.
never work a day in your life. Like I fully and wholeheartedly believe that, and I will take that to my grave. It's why I got into comedy, and it's why I wanted to want to be a comedian, because I know I've had so many people come up to me after shows and be like, "Dude, I had the worst day. Your 10-minute set just made this entire shit day just worth it."
Mm.
Like it made my day so much better. I'm like, you know what? That right there is better than any pay that I'm going to get from this show. That means more to me than anything. The most rewarding show I had was working with the company Slapstick Comedy out of Columbus, Ohio. And we went to North Central Correctional Institution. We went and performed for the inmates. 400 inmates that were allowed to go. Biggest crowd I've ever performed for at the time. I've done a couple hundred, 150 to 200, 400. It looked like they're like looking out. I was like, is there like 5,000 people here? Like, I don't know. Like, I've never seen a room this packed, and I'm so excited now.
Mm.
So excited that I got nervous. But everybody, all 400 of them came up, asked for an autograph first and foremost. Never signed an autograph before. I signed 400 autographs that day. And every single one of them was like, you just gave me 6 more months of peace in here.
Mm.
And that I almost turned to the promoter and who was putting open slaps. He was like, don't pay me because this is worth it, but I needed the money. So like the Italian kicked it in me like, no, don't say that. They won't pay you. So but like that to me, knowing I can help people by making them laugh. People are like, you drive all over the place. You're always on the road. You're always going here. You're going there. You never stop. Like, doesn't it get tiring? I was like, at times, I mean, yeah, I'm not going to lie. But when I get one person after a show saying, hey, you made my day, all that goes away. And it's like, when's the
Mm.
next show? Where am I headed to? Let's hop in the car and we're on the way. So, like, yeah, I get that the rewarding part of the work is what makes you want to do what you want to do. Calling
Mm.
people to ask them if they want a job that's not a good job when they already have one,
Yeah.
absolutely no. Like that's just no. Like that nothing I would want to do. I don't
It
blame you
didn't.
for getting out of that for sure.
Yeah, it didn't feel good. It was kind of like I still talk to all my coworkers from that job because it was such a bonding experience. I think there was a little bit of trauma bonding there.
Yeah.
I had just turned 22, and I remember pretty early on, I'd hired a lady for a job, and she was like, hey, the laptop they gave me, there's something wrong with it. And I was like, okay, cool. This is my job to let them know, and we're going to get this sorted out. And I let them know, and they were like, hey, actually, she's been pretty distracted during training, so we need you to fire her. And I was like, what?
Oh,
You to fire? Like, I mean, I was an adult at the time, but freshly out of college, I was like, I
don't
barely even
fire
know how to
someone.
have like a job, like a full time, real position like this. So it was that left a pretty bad taste in my mouth, and we really didn't have much in the way of concrete opportunity because the thing with something like finance is a lot of people who are accountants or want to work in finance, all you need to do that is to have a degree that says you can do that. There's a lot of technical ability that goes along with that. So a lot of them are just finding those jobs. There's a pretty low rate of open position
Yeah.
and unemployment in that particular area. So it was kind of fun though. It was, looking back, it was interesting. At least it was an interesting stop, but certainly prefer what I do now.
Even better. Like, yeah, like I've had a lot of those stops along the way where I'll I managed an anytime fitness for a while. Like, I got one of my buddies a job at one of the other branches, and he just wasn't doing what he was supposed to be doing. Like,
Mhm.
memberships were like plummeting, like all this other stuff, and they were like, "Hey, Mike, I need you to go and fire him." I'm like, you gonna make me fire my homie? Like, is that really what we're doing right now? Like,
Yeah,
they're like, well, you brought him on. I was like, I know, I did. I vouched for him. Yeah, that's 1,000% my fault. Yeah, you're not
Mhm.
wrong. Yeah, I'll do it. Like, it molds you, it toughens you up pretty quick. And I gotta tell you, being a comedian, you gotta have thick skin as it is. You get hecklers all the time. So, like, I think that's part of the reason why they're like, hey, yeah, you can handle it, right? Like, you got it. And it's like, all right, I can. I don't wanna, but I can. So,
sure.
and I was even like 25, 26 at the time, and it was still,
Uh,
old to be an adult, but like not feeling like an adult. You know what I mean? Like in that kind of transition where it's like, yeah, technically I'm an adult, but am I? Like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
in that weird transitional period of that too as well. But you also were a former soccer player in high school, and you play now in a couple soccer leagues, I believe. I always got to check Fitty's notes here
Mhm.
sometimes that he gives me. Like, how did you get involved in soccer, and what makes you want to keep playing?
Yeah, so it was actually my dad. He for some reason, so we're both, I think he's 5'7", I'm 5'8". I've got a little
You
something on
get
him,
that on him.
Not notoriously big guys over here. So he was a goalkeeper growing up in a time that soccer really wasn't on the radar for a lot of people, especially being in Youngstown, Ohio, in the late 70s, early
Oh, gotcha.
80s. So it wasn't a big thing, but he played and he really loved it. He was, goalkeeper is just kind of a ridiculous position to be playing. If you're 5'8", 5'7", you're really supposed to be up in the 6 foot range there. But he played his whole life. So, growing up, my parents wanted me to play some kind of sports. Of course, he wanted
Yeah,
wanted me to play soccer. I played baseball and I was really super bad at it. So they were like, all right, we're gonna try soccer here. And it ended up working out pretty well. I played probably from the age of 5 all the way through high school. And I played with a club, Samba Soccer Club, really incredible experience with them. I got to go to like the Gothia Cup in Sweden, which is
okay.
kind of like the largest. It's almost like the Youth World Cup, right? It's not a talent based thing, but if you sign up, you can go. But largest youth maybe sporting events. It could just be soccer tournament, but I think it might be the largest sporting event for youth sports in the world. So we went a couple times and it was really great. We got to stay with like our kind of opponents who we got really close with the kids from Malta, which was really cool. And it was a pretty formative experience. But yeah, I played through high school and then college. I was like, I can't. I'm pretty burnt out here, and at my stature, it wasn't looking too good. I wasn't getting any scholarships, but I still love the game. Excuse me, sorry, I gotta let this cat
No, you're good.
move real quick. So the cat scratching at the door there.
No, you're
But
good.
yeah, growing up, I really hung on to that, and it was a big thing, socially, and got to do a lot of cool stuff with my team. So quit playing in college, and it was really I didn't miss it for a little bit, and then I graduated and started working. Really trying to find the balance, figure out how much time you have. And when I realized I had a lot of free time to fill, I was like, well, I should probably get back to playing soccer.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I get it. Former swimmer. I swam from the time I was 8 all the way through. my sophomore year of college when an unfortunate shoulder injury kind of put that dream to bed pretty quickly. And I get it. I mean, I still miss it to this day. I can't do it like I used to. I even tried coaching like a youth summer league around here where there were kids from 8 to seniors in high school, and getting to coach them was enough for me because there was at the end of the summer season there was a swimmers versus the coach relay, and they were like, "We're gonna make it a medley relay." I was like, "Cool." I called dibs on backstroke because that's what I did. That was my stroke.
Mhm.
After a 50, like my shoulder was just screaming at me because I have one speed when I get in the water, like it all instantly came back to me when I jumped in the water and I had a cap and goggles on because like they didn't think I was going to take it that serious. Like he's going to show up in like some board shorts and we're all going to be in our competition gear. We're going to smoke them. And
Mhm.
I showed up in my jammers. I don't know where I found them. I found them like my old competition swim trunks from college that I have no idea how they still fit. I had my old cap and I found a pair of goggles. And I was like, yeah, you didn't think old Coach Mike wasn't going to take this seriously. I did a 50 and I got out. Like, they saw me, like, my arm was just like hanging because I went full tilt for a 50. And they were just like, you cool? I'm like, yeah, I'll be all right. I'm just old. That's all. That's just what it is. Like, that was the sign. I'm done. And the water's done for me. Like,
Yeah.
that was the telltale sign at like 34 years old that the world was like, yeah, don't do that. Like that was your last hurrah. That's it. And I
Mhm.
still miss it. Like my wife just is in awe. Like when the Summer Olympics come on and I'm cheering for the swimming portion of it, like I'm there. And like I'm watching a football game too as well. And she's just like, you really do miss swimming. I was like, I do. I did it for 2 decades basically almost. Like I love the sport. I did it from the time as old as I can remember through college. Like
Yeah.
and so it's just like I get it with it. Like if I could still get in the pool and mix it up, I probably would. But heck, I drive too long with this shoulder and it's just like starts screaming at me. And it's just like, yeah,
Yeah.
dude, yeah, we're not doing any laps today. Like that's not happening.
For
Um,
sure.
so I definitely get, and I'd say do it as long as you can, man. Like as long as you can keep playing, I would keep playing as long as your body allows you.
Mhm.
Because one day it's just gonna say, nah, you're done. Like it's the ultimate. Like okay, that opened the
Yeah.
eyes. Like this is it for me. So I never understood when it's like, man, how do these athletes just retire? Like when you got to be like in your prime, man. Like how are you retiring? And it's like I get it now. All right, I got in the pool and I did 2 laps and I'm done. Like that was all it took for me to be like, okay, I get it now. So
Yeah. I
it,
uh I I've got a pretty bad ankle. It's that's we're in the off season right now, so I'm trying to do a little bit of physical
get
therapy,
get the
kind of,
rehab in. Yeah,
get it back. But it's something that one day that'll probably be it. I've certainly get humbled. Sometimes just walking down the sidewalk,
yeah.
no particular reason. Roll the ankle. It's a very
I, it,
humbling
It,
experience.
it doesn't get better, brother. I'm going to tell you this now. As at 37, if I sleep wrong, like the day's shot because my back shot. Like that's
Yeah.
that's where I'm at. And people are like, you're so young. I'm like, tell my body because my body does not feel the same exact
Mhm.
way. Like I hit 30 and like that check engine light came on in my body and it hasn't went off
Mhm.
since. Like I've done everything that I could think of, and it's just like, all right, this is what it is.
Yeah.
We're here now. Let's not stop the aging process. We're just gonna roll with the punches here. We're gonna keep it pushing.
Sure.
But you mentioned there too as well. You know, you've lived on both the east side and the west side of Cleveland, and I ask
Mhm.
everybody that's from Cleveland this question on. So you're no different, Dom. Which side is better?
So limited experience here. Limited experience. I spent a year Lakewood, and then moved over just past Bracknell here. So been up in North Collinwood, and I really liked Lakewood personally. I think that there's a lot to do on these. Still kind of feeling it out. I've only been here for about half a year, so I'm still finding kind of new things to do. But I just know more people, I think, on the west side. And as far as commute goes, it's a little bit quicker for me. So less miles as well. Pretty big for the car. But I think it's the west side, personally.
I got you. Right now, I got to tell you, I'm like keeping a tab, and like we're split right down the middle. Like
Yeah.
so, like there's no like solving this debate at this point in time. For where what Finny and I are trying to do here, it's just like okay, we ask everybody from Cleveland, and it's literally it's a dead heat right now. Like we got to figure something out to tip the curve. But like I've done a lot of shows up in Cleveland on both sides. I, I can't choose. You know what I mean? Like both crowds were great. That's what I'm going off of. Like is the crowds were great at both on the east and the west side. So I can't even contribute to this either. But like we ask everybody, just we're trying to narrow it down, and it's 50-50. Like that's where we're at. So Cleveland, just everyone just go out and visit Cleveland. That's all I'm saying. Just pick a side. You can't go wrong at this point in time. Pick a side. You're gonna love it regardless. Now I heard you're a big food guy too as well. But what are some of your favorite places to eat?
my my all time, I think, favorite cheeseburger. I've been spreading the good word about this establishment for a long time. Cleveland Grocer and Grill is just an incredible restaurant and grocery store as well. It is. They have two locations now. They'd originally opened on Snow Road. Unfortunately, were closed due to a fire, and then reopened. They've got a location in Strongsville, and then they've got a location on the east side on Carnegie, and that's the one I go to. They're actually inside of Rumi's Turkish Market, so it's a halal burger and kind of burger wing, all kinds of stuff. But really, primarily, I think more famous for the burger. Incredible food, incredible people. It is. I had a burger yesterday there. It's a place that I go to meet people, and like our buddy came in from Pittsburgh. And we were like, dude, you've never had this burger. You've got to try this burger. And so we sat down and spent about an hour and a half in there just hanging out. It's a nice environment. So that's probably my number one, I guess, burger kind of more bar food kind of
Okay.
stuff in the Cleveland area. Palazzo is really good as well. Italian restaurant. They recently moved, I think. They used to be over by John Carroll, but that's a favorite restaurant of mine as far as the Italian food goes, I would say. I think I'm pretty spoiled with the Italian food since my dad was a chef and I was eating a lot of that. So I would give that a stamp of approval for sure.
I gotta say I get it with the Italian food. My wife hates Sundays because the one tradition I know we moved away from the Pisons back in West Virginia. We're out here in Central Ohio now near Columbus. Like we're 2 hours away. One thing I need, and that's it, and that's Sunday sauce. I need pasta and sauce on Sunday. That's what it is. And I'm not saying she has to cook. I'm saying my wife likes to cook, and
Hmm.
she's been making the sauce for 10 years now, and she keeps like, "All right, come here. I need you to try this." And I tried. I'm like, "All right, it's good." She's like, "Is it?" I'm like, "Don't get your feelings hurt. Like I know where you're going with that question, and just don't get your feelings hurt. Like you're gonna ask if is it grandma's? No, it's not. You're not gonna get to that level of
Yeah.
full blooded from off the boat from Sicily. You're not gonna get to that level. I love you
Mm.
to death. This is good sauce. It's good.
Yeah.
Leave it at that. Just take the win."
Yeah. Yeah. That is a common conversation in my house for sure. Even my mom's side did something different for Christmases than my dad's side. My mom's side won out, but my dad being a chef, he always wants to do something a little bit different. he wants to change the sauce a little bit.
Oh,
And my
yeah.
mom absolutely will not have that. So it's every year around Christmas, the debate heats up, but it is, yeah, it's a big deal.
That's a big one because I've been asking my grandmother like for the recipe, and I know it's not wrote down anywhere. I know it's not. I know it's all locked up here from my great grandma. I can see I could see the aging process. I'm like, I got to get this recipe before she absolutely forgets it and
Mm.
doesn't pass it down to somebody. Like, I need this recipe. But like, yeah, like my wife's like, well, why don't you just ask her? I was like, you go ahead and ask grandma for the sauce recipe. Let me know how that works out for you. She'll snap back into that old school Italian real quick. And I've always said, if my grandmother or grandparents in general, if they lose English and they go straight to Italian, that they're telling you they're no longer responsible for their actions, and like they have checked out and they've gone back to the old world, and you're gonna hear some stuff that you're not gonna want to see. But grandma's
Sure.
not giving up that recipe. Like, it's gonna be on her deathbed, and then she's gonna whisper it to somebody, and like that's gonna be how it goes on. Yeah,
Yeah.
I made sauce one time for my wife, and she was just like, how do you know how to do it? I was like, it's just ingrained in us. Like, we just know how to make a sauce. Like, I was like, I've watched, picked up a few things here and there, and I like to cook. I'm an Italian. I like to cook. I like to feed people. It's just what I do. And she's like, how is your sauce better than mine? I was like, one, I'm about 75% Italian. If I can't make a sauce, like, I need to give up my Paisan card is what I need. Like, if I can, like, so that's where we're at right now. So just don't judge yourself on that. Is the biggest debate we have is every Sunday. It's like, try it. Don't ask the stupid question because you're gonna get your feelings hurt. Is it? No,
Yeah.
it's not. I'm not even gonna let you fish it. No. The answer is no.
Absolutely.
But all right, Don, we are running down near the end of the episode here. I didn't even realize how long we've been sitting here talking, but I do got to get this segment in here. Otherwise, Fitty will kill me if I don't. And that is the Fast Fitty Five. And it is
Mm.
5 random questions from the wonderful manager of the podcast, Johnny Fitty Falcone. They're kind of rapid fire for the new listeners out there, but you can elaborate if you need to, Dom. And Dom, these have nothing to do with what we've been talking about for the better part of an hour here. So, if you're ready, my man, we can go ahead and get started.
Good to go.
All right. Question number 1. Would you rather be Spider-Man or Batman?
Spider-Man, real superpower. He has a real superpower. I don't think Batman does have a real superpower.
He does. Is he's super rich. That's his superpower.
Right.
Big Batman guy over here. Like, that's what, because when you're not him, you're billionaire Bruce Wayne. You know, who doesn't want to be that guy for me? Question number 2. Which would be more terrifying, seeing 20 feral cats running at you or 2,000 bunnies hopping at you?
I'm going to say bunnies. I think just sheer quantity, like biomass alone, you're talking about a much heavier wave of living thing coming at you. I think that's more concerning to me.
I got you. Question number 3. What's the worst place you've ever visited? Just going for the jugular on these ones.
Yeah, really. Maybe visited. I drove through Wyoming, and that was extremely unpleasant to me. I didn't like it at all. I'm sure there are beautiful parts of Wyoming, but I visited the stretch of highway that takes you through Wyoming on your way to California, and there was nothing interesting about that. I almost fell asleep driving. So
I got you. Question number 4. What are your thoughts on carrots?
I'm a carrot guy for sure. I like a cooked carrot more than a raw carrot, but I like a carrot.
Okay. Question number 5. Last question here. The best spread to put on toast is?
Maybe just a bruschetta with a like a balsamic glaze kind of thing going on there.
could definitely tell your dad was a chef and Italian. That's a very chef Italian answer. The bruschetta, like, yeah,
Mhm.
that's absolutely the number one answer for that one for sure. That was the Fast 55. I'd like to say he took it easy on you. He didn't. And everybody, he sends me these questions the day I record these shows. I don't get to read these until literally I get on here and we're getting ready to do this. He sends these to me. Like, I think he tries to make the comedian laugh, is what Fiddy has been trying to do for the better part of 6 years that we've been running this show. But yeah, I mean, whew, that second question and the middle part of that was the brutal part and
Mm.
a very fitty question with the cats and the bunnies running at you. Like that's
It's a
if
tough one.
anybody knows them, that's 100% Johnny. And I get these questions texted me at 5 o'clock in the morning every morning. Like, he asked me these types of questions, and this has just been our friendship, and to the point to where we made a segment on the show here about it because we think it's phenomenal, just the way his mind works. But Dom, like I said, we are running down here near the end of the episode. I give every guest this opportunity to end up every show. I'm going to give you about a minute. If there's anything you want to get out there, whether it's about BW, anything else you got going on, or even if it's just a good message you want to pass along, like I said, I'll give you about a minute and the floor is yours.
All right. Yeah, I don't think I have anything in particular coming up, anything big to plug or anything, but definitely keep an eye out. I would say Northeast Ohio in general, but BW, of course. I'm here to go to bat for BW. Give it a shot if you haven't been. Come up, check it out. People do a lot of talking about Cleveland as if it's the armpit of the Midwest, I think, and that's just not fair. We've got a lake. We got a lake that if you look at it long enough, it kind of looks like the ocean. So the lake's incredible. We've got three major sports teams. I'm a big Cleveland guy. So if you haven't been, definitely come check it out.
All right. I'm always good for people plugging Cleveland. I do a lot of shows up there. Cleveland is awesome. I'll tell you that right now. And foremost, I will back that up. I love it when people have a message like that at the end of the show. I'm good with people promoting what they got going on or just the town that they're in. Even better for me, too, as well. But that is going to do it for this week's episode of the Ride Home Rants podcast. I want to thank my guest, Dom, for joining the show. A lot of fun to get to sit and talk with you. And as always, if you enjoyed the show, be a friend, tell a friend. If you didn't, tell them anyways. They might like it just because you didn't. That's going to do it for me, and I will see y'all next week. The Ride Home Rants podcast wants to thank you for listening and let everybody know that we do offer monthly subscriptions to help support the show in other ways other than listening and downloading each episode. What you will get with each subscription is you will get bonus episodes that aren't released to everybody. You will also have a chance to ask me anything each and every month where I will put out a special episode just to answer your questions. You will also get more exclusive content that is not released to everybody. To subscribe to the show, go and click on the link in the description of this episode, and I look forward to your added support and to help us keep this show going.